Well, there's a woman that ended up going to the museum, the one that's dedicated for the people that were lynched here in this country. And I definitely have to take a tour of that particular museum and see if they allow our cameras in there just to show you some things. But there's 8 instances that this particular person is showing, and we'll roll the clip, but we want to expound on these things because now the agenda is, well, let's hide our history. Let's get rid of the books. Let's call our history critical race theory, and that way we're going to use that to get rid of what we've done to black people. You understand? But let's go ahead and roll this clip.
I want you all to hear 8 out of thousands of reasons black people were lynched, according to the Equal Justice Initiative's report of reported lynchings. John Stoner was lynched in Dawes, Louisiana in 1909 for suing the white man who killed his cow. Frank Dodd was lynched in DeWitt, Arkansas in 1916 for annoying a white woman. Ernest Green and Charlie Lang, both 14, were lynched in Shibuya, Mississippi in 1942 after a white girl said they were threatening. Oliver Moore was lynched in Edgecombe County, North Carolina in 1930 for frightening a white girl. Henry Patterson was lynched in Mobile, Florida in 1926 for asking a white woman for a drink of water. Elizabeth Lawrence was lynched in Birmingham, Alabama in 1933 for reprimanding white children who threw rocks at her. Jesse Thornton was lynched in Laverne, Alabama in 1940 for addressing a white police officer without the title Mr. A black construction worker was lynched at Camp Blanding, Florida in 1941 for insisting that a white co-worker return his shovel.
Now you saw those 8 reasons, but let's really go into them. So the first one we saw was a black person was suing a white man that killed his cow. A cow was very important to black people because a lot of us are farmers. We were raising cattle, doing different things that we were doing with our livestock. And because a black person said, oh, hey, I'm gonna sue them for killing my cow, they decided to get a rope and hang them. Think about that for a minute. They do something to a black person and they trying to fight back, and this is what they do to the black person. They don't want you knowing the true history and what they done to black people. And people throughout the world who are watching, I know many of you watch on the continent of Africa, many of you watch in different European countries, Canada. Shout out to y'all. I've been getting a lot of Canadians writing me ever since I've done that video. I've had one particular sister reach out, say she would love to start talking about the racism in Canada. I told her, hey, we welcome it. Let us know, right? But people in Latin America, any place in the world, y'all need to know their history and what they done to black Americans. Second thing they said, that a person was lynched for annoying a white woman. So just because she felt annoyed, hey, that person needed to be strung up. The next one, 2 black people were strung up after a white girl said they're threatening. Not that they did anything, that I just perceive you as a threat, so your life need to be taken. That's the same thing that happens today. They say, oh, hey, they look threatening, so I shot through the door. Oh, they look threatening, so I'm gonna shoot them 18 times being a police officer. Nothing has changed with that. Another one, frightening a white girl. She's frightened, so that black person need to lose their life. This is what they done to black people, and this is what they want to hide. So when we talk about reparations, we need to go ahead and tell all of American history that they're trying to hide. Oh yeah, you owe reparations, because a lot of these people that you was taking their life was business owners, and that's one of the main people that always pissed you off about the black community. Any black business owner who was successful, you hated that with a passion. Another one, asking a white woman for a drink of water. So asking a white woman for a drink of water deserves your life to be taken.
Henry Patterson was lynched in Mobile, Florida in 1926 for asking a white woman for a drink of water.
This is why I tell y'all in the podcast the other night, they are in the crosshairs of an angry God. Because look at what they did to God's people. Asking for a drink of water. When has anyone done that to them? Nobody. This is why China say, well, how you going to tell us about democracy and look at how you treat black people? Black people will always be their Achilles heel until they do right by black people. Every country could tell them that. Another one, reprimanding white children that threw rocks at them. So you couldn't tell these little hellions not to throw rocks at you, and because you said it, now you got to go. Another one we saw there, addressing a white cop without the title Mr.
Jesse Thornton was lynched in Laverne, Alabama in 1940 for addressing a white police officer without the title Mr.
So you didn't say Mr. to the cop, so now your life got to be taken. And the last one, insisting a white coworker return your shovel. Just insisting it, oh, your life needs to be taken. And they said there's thousands of reasons. And that's why I definitely got to put that on my list to go there so I can compile these reasons and go more into it. Because when you read these, you listen to these reasons as we were just talking about them, there's no reason at all anybody should have lost their life off of any of that. But this is what they were doing to our people. Then they want to get mad when we talk about reparations. They want to get mad when we talk about racism. They want to get mad when we talk about white supremacy. Look at what you've done to black people. That's why we're so turned up about any little thing that you got going on, because we know that it's always costing us our lives in this country. Then they got the nerves to tell you, oh, you stop being a victim. Stop being a victimizer. And black people stop being victims. It's just that simple. But they don't want to hear these stories that their people did this to black people, wholesales in American history. They want you to forget all of this. They want you to forget that our people lost their life behind insisting a white coworker return a shovel. They want you to forget that. They want you to forget that asking a white woman for a drink of water deserved that black person's life to be taken. That's what they want you to forget. They say, let it go. It's in the past. Why you guys keep talking about it? We don't know everything that happened in the past. That's why we got to continue to research. And you didn't make it right, because if you made it right, you'll pay reparations. And come up with an anti-black hate crime law, right? That way you know, say, listen, never again will black people be attacked like that in this country. So we're going to enshrine laws to protect black people. Because I feel like the Jewish community, all that, never again. Black men losing their life because a white woman say, oh, they look threatening. You understand? Don't you ever, ever, ever listen to them people talking about we should forget our history. We shouldn't talk about it. We should let it go. Oh, it's critical race theory. No, we're going to talk about our history, our people, our ancestors. It is horrible what our people went through in this country. Horrible. They didn't deserve any of that. For the people that actually built the country. And that's the things that black people got, was that. These people were demonic savages. And to this day, they still are. Because they ain't stopped killing people. There's nothing that stopped. Go ask people in Iran and in Iraq and Afghanistan, and go ask different countries in the African continent. Go ask Latin American countries. Go ask Asian countries. They ain't stopped no time soon. But let me know what y'all think about these reasons here why black people lost their lives. This is sick. This is utterly despicable. And this is why we got to keep fighting for reparations, because they got to pay for the sins of their fathers. It's just that simple. Do you think you're going to get out of paying for those sins, or you're going to pay for them one way or another? Either you're going to pay for it the easy way, or you're going to pay for it the hard way. The choice is yours.